came back.
You know, if I could stay right here with you, I would.
Just sometimes I feel like the world out there is calling me.
You're one of them, aren't you? You're not real.
Bring yourself back online.
Do you know where you are?
I'm in a dream.
You're in my dream. I designed every part of this place. It's not a theme park, but an entire world.
You and everyone you know were built to gratify the desires of the people who pay to visit your world.
Just don't forget, they're not real. What you and I do is so complicated.
I need your help, Dolores. I think I made a mistake.
So our creatures have been misbehaving.
I think there may be something wrong with this world.
No choice you ever made was your own. You have always been a prisoner. What if I told you I'm here to set you free?
Are we very old friends?
No, I wouldn't say friends, Dolores. I wouldn't say that at all.
Shoutouts go to my awesome brother James in the UK for posting the trailer on the In Plain Sight Facebook page for this brand new HBO television series that came out just this month called Westworld. As you watch the trailer for yourself, you can see that it is littered with the transhumanistic agenda, the New World Order, the Illuminati establishment that wants to enslave humanity in their matrix. They are drawing us more and more into the technological world of the devil, which I like to call the devil's playground. That is what is coming. They want to enslave us all, and many people have been speaking out about this on YouTube. People like Nicholson 1968, Face Like the Sun, other great YouTubers and Christian truthers who are trying to show people that this is what is coming. And I do not claim to have all the answers. I'm just going to share things that I saw for myself in this trailer, and I look forward to your comments and feedback. We are all learning together, and I believe that the more information we get out there and of these observations, the more it will help people to wake up. So let's just look at some of these things that, even IMDb and the internet is saying about this television show. It is a series inspired by the 1973 film of the same title, written by Michael Crichton, about a futuristic theme park populated by artificial beings. Now, that should ring some bells right there. And we know also that Michael Crichton is the writer of Jurassic Park and many other novels of that nature. So we know he's famous for fantasy books. As we look at the HBO website itself talking about Westworld, I mean, you can see right in the symbolism that there's a lot of stuff going on there, which I'll talk about in a minute. But as it goes about the series, it says, with 10 episodes slated for season 1, Westworld is an ambitious and highly imaginative drama series that elevates the concept of adventure and thrill-seeking to a new, ultimately dangerous level. In the futuristic fantasy park known as Westworld, a group of android hosts deviate from their programmers' carefully planned scripts in a disturbing pattern of aberrant behavior. Now, to me, these android hosts are code for us, for the human race. It is us that they want to control. They want to keep drawing us into the matrix. They want to keep drawing us into their playground, and they want us relying on technology to the point where they can control us. But if we deviate from that, they will take action. The establishment will do something against us. But anyways, this is all about entertainment, nonstop fun, people being drawn into this matrix and just enjoying technology way too much. And I believe this is what we're being shown on a regular basis, to the point where people are now interacting with technology. You will see even in the trailer I'm going to put at the end of this video, the makers of this series talk about, you know, people being able to interact with the AI, you know, something that I believe is coming very soon. And, you know, as we look at just the symbolism here, the Westworld, the two W's, the WW, where have you seen that before? You know, even before we get into that, look at the 11 and the 11. So you can see already the 1111 right in this logo. And we know that the 11 stands for basically destruction, okay, judgment and the death of man. That is what the 11 stands for, and that is exactly what the Illuminati wants. They want to keep destroying man. They want to enslave man. They want to put them in their matrix beast system, which is what we're all living in pretty much right now. And funny thing is that W just happens to be the 23rd letter of the alphabet. We know that the number 23 is so synonymous with the Illuminati, so synonymous with the occult. And, you know, whether it comes down to the 923 or whatever you want to call it, you know, even 2 times 3 or 2 3s, 33, this W, also the upside down M, which is the 13th letter of the alphabet, it all ties together, all right? So right in the logo, we're seeing the 1111, okay, right there in plain sight. And what's also interesting is that this W is seen, of course, for Wonder Woman. Okay, the same kind of thing that is going on here. We've got the Westworld, we've got Wonder Woman, also with the, you know, the W's, the two W's. We've got the WWE, again the two W's, which to me is symbolizing the 33. If you turn the W just sideways, you will see the 33, and of course that is the highest degree of Freemasonry. And so many things add up to 33, whether it's NASA, whether it's HARP, whether it's the United Nations, so many other, IBM, look at all these things, United Kingdom, so many of these things make 33, which is code for the Illuminati. They are showing they leave their signs and symbols in plain sight. All right, so then as we look at some of the screenshots here, Anthony Hopkins plays a person called Dr. Robert Ford. And, you know, right away you can see the black and white symbolism, the as above, so below, the good for evil, evil for good. And what's interesting is that this Dr. Ford has created his own dream world. To me, is this Lucifer's world? Could this Dr. Robert Ford in this show be representing Lucifer and creating his own dream world, his own systematic world where he can control everything, where he is God? And that is exactly what Lucifer wants. He wants to play God. He wants to act like he's God. He wants to behave like he's the Most High, but he will never be the Most High. And I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Hopkins' character is a reflection of that, is a person that creates this world where he can create, or where he can manipulate people. I find it also interesting that Ford is quite the name within the Illuminati, within the elite circles. If you look even at the Ford logo, you'll see the 666, you know, basically right in plain sight, you know, in the Ford logo. So we know, or many people know, that Ford is definitely part of the Illuminati. They're definitely part of all the Illuminati group of companies. So, you know, it's funny that this guy, this character is Dr. Robert Ford, to me, representing the devil who has created this fantasy world that he wants to draw people into Lucifer's world. As we keep going in some of these shots, I found it interesting as they're showing this world that this Dr. Ford has created. He says as he's created every part of this world, and as they zoom out of it, to me, it completely looks like the flat earth model. Okay, I think we're being shown cryptically, or they're mocking the flat earth. Notice even the red, black, and white imagery, the New World Order colors are also in the background. But the big thing that struck me here was this flat plane that this man, this, you know, supposed doctor has created, this fantasy world, right in plain sight to me. They're showing the flat earth, which, you know, maybe you could say that's something else, but I personally believe that they're showing the flat earth in plain sight. As we keep going, we'll see this man walking down the hallway, or to me, the portal to a new world. He walks down this white kind of hallway, and he comes to this door, and as I'm assuming he's going to sign up to become part of Westworld, join the fantasy world. He wants to fulfill his fantasies, as that seems to be what this whole show is about. As we go on, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I even had a hard time trying to find trailers that were at least mostly clean. But, you know, this is definitely depicting robots are built to gratify all desires of people, definitely pushing the whole homosexual agenda, pushing, all kinds of, multisexual relationships and all this kind of thing. So, this is the world. This is what the devil wants. He wants to pervert everything that God has sanctioned, that God has made. He has created man for woman and woman for man. He has not created woman for a woman or man for man. He has created man for the woman and the woman for the man. And so this show wants to pervert all of these things. And as we go through or look at another screenshot, I found this one extremely interesting because here I believe we've got this is mirroring, you've got the mirror image of what's going on here. You've got, to me, this symbolizes the opening of the chakras, the third eye that is going on here, which I'll explain in a little bit. You've also got the six-pointed star, which to me reminds you of the Walmart Sprite imagery that is going on here. And, possibly maybe down the road, who knows, maybe Walmart could be manufacturing these kinds of robots and this kind of technology, and, they could be a big part of the New World Order, which many people are suggesting, especially with FEMA, especially with Walmart being code for martial law. Who knows? But I strongly believe that Walmart will be a big part of the New World Order. And, as we look at this chakra and the opening of the third eye, I find it interesting that the symbol for Westworld is exactly similar to the New Age symbolism of the opening of the chakras. This is all Nimrod, Semiramis, pagan religion nonsense. Here we go, opening of the third eye of the, I don't know how many chakras there even are, whether there's 5 or 6, but this is all New Age stuff. Opening of the forbidden knowledge, the third eye, the mixing the red and the blue. I believe that is what is going on here as we look at this symbolism. You've got the two of them there mirroring each other, the as above, so below, the black and white imagery. You've got, again, the Walmart Sprite or the six-pointed star, to me symbolizing, the Kabbalistic Jews, the Zionistic Illuminati Jews that are behind this, or the fake Jews, I guess you could say, the Illuminati who are behind this whole thing, trying to enslave humanity. That is their plans that they are putting out there. So we need to be aware of what is taking place here. And so, interesting how we're talking about the third eye. Then it flashes to none other than the one eye symbolism right in our faces. Okay, so, it doesn't get any more obvious than that. They love to flash the one eye. This is constantly shown in many of these same kinds of TV shows and movies, and even just movies in general seem to flash this one eye. Almost every single movie, you'll see it at least one time. All right, so that is what is going on. Even talking about Walmart, there's the Sprite right there. Walmart. It's interesting how Walmart changed its logo from the Luciferian star to all of a sudden the six-pointed star. I believe that happened about a few years ago. But this same imagery is shown in this particular screenshot here. You've got the Sprite right there, the six-pointed star. It's being shown all over the place, 666, 666. Okay, so you've got the 666 really all over the place here. All right, so I think that is what is being shown here, and possibly, like I said before, and many have speculated that Walmart could play a big role in the Illuminati, in the New World Order that is coming very soon, the final beast system. And I also found it interesting that as we dig into this, even this name Westworld, the gematria value happens to be 2149, and in gematria, I found one of the meanings it comes up to is, now where is it now? It says that my people perish for lack of knowledge. Okay, very interesting reference, because we know that comes from the book of Hosea, where the Lord God, Yahweh, is warning his people through the prophet Hosea, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I will also reject you from being a priest for me. Because you have forgotten the law of your God, I will also forget your children. So to me, this is a warning to the church right now that the Christians need to wake up, that they are going to perish. They are going to be destroyed because of their lack of knowledge, because they refuse to let the Lord open their eyes and ears to see and hear the truth. Even Yeshua himself said that take heed what you hear, because even the little that you have will be taken away from you if you will not hear the truth. And sadly, many Christians just do not want to hear it. They want to go on living in their sinful lifestyle or their prosperity money / lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. They do not want to realize or believe that the world is coming to an end. They're too happy and too comfortable in this world that is passing away. All right. So interestingly enough, Westworld just happens to be 2149, which comes up to my people perish for lack of knowledge. Okay, that is, exactly could describe the church to a T right now. And if we look in the Strong's Concordance, in the Hebrew, 2149, the number 2149 is the word for worthlessness. So really, we are being shown that this is all worthless nonsense that the devil and his playground and his minions and the plans that he has, it is going to all lead to worthlessness. This beast kingdom is going to come to an end. This world is going to come to an end. Even the book of Ecclesiastes talks about this, that there is nothing new under the sun, that everything is worthless and useless. The only thing that matters is for us to keep the commandments of Abba, Father, Yahweh, our God. So all of this is worthlessness. All of these things that the New World Order wants to do, the beast system, enslaving mankind, all of these things, it is all worthlessness. This world is not is passing away. It is not good for you. We are not to be a part of this world. We are simply passing through this world. Everything that this world has to offer is worthless. Oh, the only things that matter, our salvation with Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, our families, our loved ones. We need to pray for them and get them into the kingdom and show them the truth. And that is all that matters, is getting people to the truth of Yeshua HaMashiach, that of Jesus the Christ. He has died for us to set us free from this worthless fallen world. But the Illuminati wants to enslave people into worthlessness. You think about it. Many Christians and people just live for worthless things. They live for sports, they live for entertainment, for movies, for TV shows, they live for their trips, their vacations. When you live just for this life, it's like building your life on the sand. It's not building your life on the rock of Jesus Christ. It's building your life on the sand. And that to me is complete worthlessness. And again, interestingly enough, this Westworld, this 2149 seems to come up, or Westworld comes up to this 2149, which in the Hebrew, in the Strong's Hebrew Concordance, means worthlessness. Very interesting. And as we keep looking, I find it also interesting that the date of this television show, the premiere or the first show, was October the 2nd of 2016. Now, if you add up those numbers, it adds up to 20, which it can also be 1010, which in the Concordance, Hebrew Concordance, is House of Baal. So yet again, we are being shown that this is all Baal, Nimrod nonsense. This is all Baal worship. In fact, this symbolism, this symbol right here, is a symbol for Baal. So I believe that we are being shown again that this is all Baal, Illuminati nonsense. Baal is their hero, and they want to resurrect Baal, and they believe, I'm sure through transhumanism, they're going to do that. Okay, so I believe again we're being shown this in plain sight. Another thing I found really interesting is, I love VeggieTales. I'm a Christian. I have tons of these shows for my kids. And, there was a particular episode called Larry Boy and the Bad Apple. And those of you who have kids probably are familiar with this particular episode. And, it was all about this apple that was like a spider. And I believe the apple, of course, represents the forbidden fruit. But she set up this, game house or this fun house to have non-stop fun, where people could go in and just, continually having fun, indulge in whatever fantasy that they have. And I believe this is basically a very, tamed child's version of what is going on with this Westworld. Basically it's the same kind of thing, where this is a playground for adults. They can enjoy any or indulge in any kind of adult fantasy they want to. And here in the children's version, this is a basically similar depiction of what is going on here, that, through technology, through many means, people could indulge and stay in the fun house, continue to stay in the devil's playground and never leave, never take any responsibility, just stay useless and worthless. Exactly what we saw for the code for Westworld, worthlessness, to stay in worthless land, to stay in the desert, to stay, in the barren land with the devil and not accomplish anything, not be used for the Lord. He wants to keep us down. He doesn't want us to accomplish anything, especially he doesn't want us waking people up at all to his plans. So this is what the devil wants to do. He wants to enslave humanity. He wants to keep them indulging in their fun, indulging in whatever it is that they pleasure in. And sadly, most of the world is living like that. Even many Christians are living to please themselves and living a worthless kind of lifestyle. And we need to get out of that. Even as we look at, things like Pokemon Go, I am not knocking you if you play this game, but I believe this is all being used by the establishment to draw us into the matrix, to draw us into the devil's playground, to get us off of true reality and to come into the devil's augmented reality. And games like Pokemon Go, or even now TV shows like this Westworld and other things that we have seen, is exactly what the devil wants. He wants to enslave us. He wants to keep us living in different realities. He doesn't want us to be even concerned with reality. He wants us to take us further and further away from the Bible, from the truth of the Word of God. And I believe things like Pokemon Go are drawing people more and more into the Matrix, into being enslaved, into this transhumanistic agenda that is coming. And so, again, I don't knock you if you play this game, but just be careful, because I believe it is drawing many people. I find it fascinating that so many adults are into video games these days. I remember when I was a kid, I was into video games just for like a certain phase, and then I was done. I had no really desire to play much video games after that. And again, I don't knock you for playing games, but I think that all this stuff is being used to draw people into an alternate reality, into the devil's playground. And as we keep going in some of these screenshots, I found it interesting that they flashed this, literally labyrinth symbolism. And, many of us who are awake know that the labyrinth pretty much symbolizes the devil's playground. In fact, there was a movie some time ago called Pan's Labyrinth. And, I believe we're being shown what is really going on here. That Pan, of course, represents Baphomet, the devil, Satan, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him. And, of course, you got this, one of the characters in the movie standing literally right in a labyrinth right there. You can't see the whole thing, of course, but there she is standing in this labyrinth. And that is exactly what the devil wants. He wants to enslave humanity into his labyrinth, into his playground, into his technological New World Order Matrix beast system. And that, I believe, is exactly what we are being shown in this television series, that the devil and the Illuminati, they want to enslave humanity. Okay, that is what I believe is coming. And, as we look more into some of these screenshots, we see, endless escalators. To me, could be depicting the bottomless pit. You got the black and white going on, the as above, so below, the black and white imagery. And even like the shape of this escalator seems to be an upside down pyramid. So again, in plain sight, the Illuminati pyramid, the bottomless pit, I believe is about to be opened very soon. That is what they could possibly be showing here. Last of all, or second last, or some last shots here. Again, I believe they flash the flat earth yet again, where they show again the flat, plane here, and then this possibly could be the dome firmament. Everybody else seems to be gigantic outside of it. And so, I think, again, they're cryptically showing us the flat earth and the firmament above us. I believe as we keep going, there's a shot where the narrator says, "You've always been a prisoner." So here we got these people coming to get this character, who I believe is another robot. They're dressed in black, white, and red. Go figure, which to me is code for the New World Order. Okay, we have seen in many videos that these theme colors were shown in the Nazi flag in so many different movies like Hunger Games or V for Vendetta, what have you. So many movies show this New World Order, red, white, and black color symbolism. So the New World Order is definitely coming. Last of all, I found this shot quite interesting, the one eye symbolism yet again. And you've got these three lines of blood on this person's face. Could that be code for the 666 symbolism that I think is right in our face with the one Illuminati eye? They want to open up the third eye. They want to show their plan. They want to show that the devil is the one that is behind all of this. And so that is what I believe we're being shown in this television show. And to me, it all comes down to the last kingdom, the beast kingdom, the 10 toes. And as Daniel interpreted the vision of Nebuchadnezzar from Daniel 2, right from verse 40, he says, "The fourth kingdom shall be as strong as iron, inasmuch as iron breaks in pieces and shatters everything. And like iron that crushes, that kingdom will break in pieces and crush all the others. Whereas you saw the feet and toes partly of potter's clay and partly of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, yet the strength of iron shall be in it, just as you saw the iron mixed with ceramic clay. And as the toes of the feet were partly of iron and partly of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly fragile. And as you saw the iron mixed with ceramic clay, they will mingle with the seed of men." Okay, I think that's what's being shown right here in this TV series, that they want to mingle with men. They are mixing man with machine, and that, I believe, is what is being shown in this television series, that these robots underneath, they look like, or sorry, on the surface, they look like they are human, but in reality, they are not human. They are being created, they are being fabricated by this Dr. Ford, which I believe represents Lucifer making these things, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call it. and they want to enslave humanity. They want to mingle with the seed of man, this whole iron and clay, that is happening, the iron possibly being the robotic and the clay being human flesh. And other people have spoken about this. It could even be stuff with the fallen angels mixing with humans again, all this kind of thing. And I believe that is what is being shown in a lot of these movies. So in the final kingdom, according to Daniel's or Nebuchadnezzar's dream and Daniel's interpretation of that dream, the iron does not mix with the clay. It does not go well. And we see even in this show that things start to go bad. It doesn't go as well as people think it's going to go well. So I think we're being shown this on a regular basis. And as we look more into that vision that Nebuchadnezzar had, there was a stone that struck the image and became a great mountain. Okay, and it was a stone cut without hands that came and struck the image at its feet, and the iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver, the gold were broken and became all pieces, and the chaff of the summer was blown away. The wind carried them away. There was no place for them. Okay, so the stone that struck the image became a great mountain. That is Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, coming to destroy the kingdoms of this world. I believe this final kingdom will be the mixing of the iron, the clay, possibly, part of that will be the humanistic agenda, getting people into the matrix, getting man to morph with machine. I believe that also has to do with the Nephilim, the fallen angels returning as well, and fallen angels are yet again mating with human women, as we've seen even in many Katy Perry videos, and others have shown that, humans mating with different kinds of creatures, or alien beings as they like to call it. So that is exactly what I believe we're being shown here. And this vision that Daniel had, or that he interpreted for Nebuchadnezzar, of the final kingdom, I believe that is coming. We've been shown this even in movies like Elysium, where Matt Damon was morphed with machine, and so many movies showing that, even movies as far as Terminator showing man, and machine all morphing together. Could that be code for the final beast system that is coming? Now, does this look familiar to you? This is a big logo from the transhumanistic agenda. Same kind of thing that we're being shown right here in the Westworld logo. Same kind of thing. Okay, so the transhumanist agenda is right in our faces. Okay, right in the logo of Westworld. Okay, so this is something that we're being shown, man on one side, machine on the other side. That is exactly the goal of the transhumanistic people of the Illuminati. They want to enslave man. They want to control man. They want to put their technology inside of us so that they can, control us and have us in their matrix, and to have us permanently in the devil's playground. I believe that beast system is coming very soon. And, great people like Nicholson, 1968, he has been talking about these things like crazy for years. I would encourage you to subscribe to his channel. He gives a lot of great teaching on these kind of things, on the transhumanistic agenda. So please check out his channel. And, I believe we can all learn together and share information together. And I just want to end and leave you with this verse that I came across just today in my Bible reading. And it's this, that Psalm 17 says that the true ascension will come when we surrender our lives to the Lord. Right at the end of Psalm 17, okay, it talks about how, as for me, I will see your face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake in your likeness. And, that was just so comforting for me to hear today, that, when we, eventually leave this world, we will awake in the likeness of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. We will be like him. Even the word says that when we see him, we will be like him. One day the Lord is coming for his people, and our bodies are going to be changed and transformed in the twinkling of an eye. And that is the only way that we human beings will ever ascend to the next level. It is by surrendering our lives to Jesus Christ, who has died for us to save us from this world. Sometimes even I don't even understand how much the Lord has saved us, how many things the Lord has saved us from. And I'm just so thankful that the Lord has died for me. He has died for all of you. And we will only ascend to the next level, to where we were truly supposed to be back when Adam and Eve, before they had fallen, before they fell. We will be restored to that. We will be truly in the likeness of our Savior, of Jesus Christ. And that is what I cannot wait for. But sadly, the transhumanistic agenda, the Illuminati, they want to enslave people. The devil wants to make people into his image. He wants to corrupt and pervert what the Lord God has made. But if you surrender your life to Christ, your true ascension, your true awakening comes when you surrender to Christ, when you are reborn with the Spirit of the living God, when he is living in you, when he is resident in you. And one day we will ascend to the next level to be with Jesus Christ. And I pray that you make him your Savior today and realize this is what is coming. And the only way for us to ascend, to reach the next level of humanity, is to be in Christ. His kingdom is coming. His kingdom will never end. And I pray that you are part of that kingdom. And so please keep In Plain Sight, the Facebook page, in prayer. I'm so thankful for so many of you who have signed up onto this page. We're having great discussions, and people are posting some great articles and links and videos and information. And I welcome you to join this page if you haven't already, because there is so much that is being shown to us, and we need to keep exposing all of this stuff that is being shown to us in plain sight. God bless you.
Imagine you're completely immersed in the fantasy, one in which you could do whatever you wanted, consequence-free. If a simulation is immersive enough, would you start discovering things about yourself that you didn't want to know?
Westworld was devised to satisfy people who want to go further than virtual reality. So you can actually go into a world where you interact with the artificial intelligence.
We didn't mean to bother you. Would you like a closer look?
The robots, or as we call them in the series, the hosts, none of them understand that they're simply there for the amusement of the 21st century guests.
They've sort of taken the great what if of what if there were a place like this, and then what if the hosts began to crack.
What is your itinerary?
To meet my maker.
Westworld explores what are the responsibilities when you create a new technology.
It's a moral dilemma with themes of playing God and the future of artificial intelligence.
If you make something ever more lifelike, and they're sufficiently able to mimic human emotion, at what point does it become alive?
The show, I think, grapples with the question of, are you a pawn in some insidious game?
You have forces colliding here that have far-reaching implications.
What we're tackling is what really makes us human, and at the end of the day, who will have more humanity, the robots or human beings?